other national emergencies, a comedy national emergency, which is why Lily Tomlin called Joanne Worley to get us immediately this.
Boring.
Thank you. We are so looking forward to a new boring Biden administration. Oh my God, Carlos, even for us, can you believe what we're processing this morning? That we are in the midst of a second impeachment that the latest breaking news is probably will lead to a conviction in the Senate. Mitch McConnell and Liz Cheney are for this. Yeah, her daddy issues obviously have reached full bore. She is, and I have to say, oh God, I hate him for making me say good things about a Cheney. But the fact that she's in leadership does make it important that she said not only I am voting for it, she allowed her other members to take a stand here, right?
And what's so sad is we're celebrating that the number might be as high as 20. Ooh, that's great! Wow.
Yeah. When they were almost assassinated themselves, like what would it take, right?
I had to shut the TV off before my kids came down because I didn't want to see them have them see examples of crappy parents. You wonder where entitlement and white privilege and all that stuff begins. Right here, kids. Watch how these people will let spoiled brats get away with anything. It's like, my son didn't burn down. My son didn't tell his friends he told his friends to burn down his room and jeopardize people in the whole house. But we can't go punishing him now. Can't punish him because come on, he'll get mad.
That won't do anything for unity in this family, will it?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I mean, and these people's having tantrums over wearing a mask who have now infected their coworkers.
At least 3 that we know of.
Yep.
Yeah. And won't go through a metal detector. The party of law and order, I believe Russ Fulcher is the name of the Republican, pushed his way through, went through the metal detector, set it off, ran into a cop and pushed his way past her. Lauren Boebert, who's the one who tweeted Nancy Pelosi's location, has bragged about her desire to carry a weapon on Capitol Hill, was in a standoff with Capitol Police. She walked through with her bag, which set off the metal detector. She refused to offer the bag to be searched, is in a standoff. I mean, I love Cori Bush, who has called for all of them to be expelled that voted to overturn democracy. Cori, she's a woman. She said, have you ever had a job before? If you work at McDonald's and you don't wear the uniform, you don't work that day. If you won't abide by the rules of the job, go find another job. I mean, they seriously were all just almost assassinated by a mob, and they're screaming about having to go through a metal detector.
I'm right to carry a gun to protect myself from my own crazy constituents. Huh?
Yeah. The mob I incited, that I helped incite with my false claims of vote fraud.
But I always think more guns is good. More guns is better. See, that if you have a certain amount of bullets flying, you got to have them flying the other way just so you can make sure you catch an innocent bystander in the head.
Since you're using your Vittles voice, I'm just saying, Travis, it would have been nice if what we thought we heard is the latest Proud Boy that was arrested, that he was from East Vittles. But you said that's not what we heard.
It's Middle Village. Try saying that 5 times fast, though, and you'll get to
Middle Village. Come on down to Middle Village. It's just like Hal Sparks' House of Beans or whatever. I love that line in his tweet, in his video. Man, they are tougher than a woodpecker's lips. I'll tell you that. They are. Good for Hal Sparks.
So, Travis, give us what are the details of the this? Is it a Proud Boy?
So he's a member of the Proud Boys has been arrested. He was identified as 40-year-old Edward Florea of Middle Village, New York. The Joint Terrorism Task Force is holding him on weapons charges after he allegedly wrote online that he's a member of the Proud Boys and wanted to arm people to travel to Washington, D.C. And right now they're showing the Capitol on TV with that fence up. The entire front of the Capitol, there are just there are troops stationed there. It
doesn't look like our
America.
Country. Yeah, thank you.
It does not look
Carlos,
like America.
this is where we're at. Republicans are increasingly worried they may be in danger for not following the demands of violent Trump supporters seeking to overturn the results of the election. There's a particular fear among Republicans in Trump-heavy districts who voted against the GOP's doomed bid to overturn the election. Many came home last week to find constituents cheering on the effort rather than condemning it. Both parties have extremists, one lawmaker said. There's a difference in our crazy people and their crazy people. Our crazy people have an excessive amount of guns. They have gun safes. They have grenades. They believe in the Second Amendment. They come here and Trump's made them think this is the Alamo. According to a GOP source on a conference call yesterday, Kevin McCarthy warned members not to verbally attack members who vote for impeachment because it could endanger their lives. I mean, I'm sorry. I don't have a lot of sympathy for people that are now scared of the angry mob they helped create.
Yeah. Dr. Frankenstein, this is the monster that you built.
Thank you.
I can see the one argument that these guys are having, like, okay, if we build a gallows, should we burn it like the cross? Well, no, well, then it won't be functional. See?
Somebody built that gallows for that was not for Mike Pence, right? Somebody built that gallows.
Yeah.
Like, it was not just some quick makeshift thing.
Honey,
right?
what are you doing in that basement? I'm doing Legos. Leave me alone.
Seriously, did someone build that in their garage? I'm building a gallows for Mike Pence. That's what I'm doing.
I see your gallows and noose, and I raised you one I built with this camera cord. In what?
So when they
seconds?
say get down off the cross, someone needs the wood. They mean they need the wood for a gallows for Mike Pence.
gallows.
I wouldn't busted up a ship. I'm a black Trump looking. I wouldn't busted up a shipper over this guy.
Robe. A literary reference.
So that was yay, book jokes.
Talk about a movie reference.
Yes, go ahead.
No, the Democrats are Ellen Burstyn ironing Father Karras' shirt after Reagan has puked green bile on him, and the Republicans are Father Karras going, I don't think she's really possessed.
Yeah. Yes.
So we're just talking to Malcolm about, just these extraordinary moments in our history. The U.S. Joint Chiefs of Staff had to remind American forces yesterday of their oath to defend the Constitution. The letter was addressed to the Joint Force, which is all of them, all of whom swore an oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. How many times must we say it? Donald Trump is a domestic enemy of the United States. They said the violent riot in D.C. on January 6th was a direct assault on the U.S. Congress, the Capitol, and our constitutional process. We witnessed actions inside the Capitol building that were inconsistent with the rule of law. The rights of freedom of speech and assembly do not give anyone the right to resort to violence, sedition, and insurrection. That being the key part, as Malcolm said. The Joint Chiefs emphasized in the letter that Joe Biden will be inaugurated, becoming the 46th commander-in-chief, and any acts to disrupt the constitutional process not only violate military values, but the law. I think at the end of the day, Carlos, it's going to matter that everyone hates Donald Trump, and he has pissed off everyone, including the military.
Hey, man, but it wasn't Osama bin Laden didn't fly those planes into the trade centers. So why are you blaming Osama bin Laden? Come on now. He wasn't making speeches like that. He was just telling people to exercise their rights.
That's right.
Stop the steal of the world. Come on now.
Ashton in South Carolina, you're on with Carlos. Hey, Ashton.
Good morning, Stephanie.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good. What could be wrong? Go ahead.
Yeah, right.
I just want to say I love the Stephanie Miller Show. I watch you on Free Speech TV. I think you guys are great. And
Thank you.
I wanted to wish Chris Lavoie a happy birthday. Today is my birthday as well.
Awesome.
And,
happy birthday.
I want to thank you guys for everything you do. And I just love you. I just love the humor and the segments that you have on. You guys were just awesome.
Hey, thank you, Ashton. Appreciate it.
Awesome.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Hope you guys have a great rest of your show. And Carlos, I think you're great also. And
thank you.
I love the impersonations of Robert De Niro and Dr. Fauci. It's awesome. It's great.
This guy.
Thank you, Ashton. I feel like that we're almost in the moment in Cape Fear, aren't we, with Donald Trump?
Yeah. Well, let me first say before I do that this man is in my circle of trust.
Thank you, Ashton, for calling. Yes, you are in the circle of trust.
He's in my circle of trust, but this is Trump going down today.
It's my favorite. Yay!
Yeah.
Yay! Go, boys.
It kind of sounds like you're singing Rubber Biscuit.
Rubber biscuit. Here, oh
my God.
Those are available at Sarah Huckabee Sanders' House of Victuals.
Yeah. Nope, someone just finished a 64-ounce prime.
All right. So how about this New York Times story? Pence reached his limit with Trump, and it wasn't pretty. Trump was enraged that Pence was refusing to try to overturn the election. In a series of meetings, Trump pressed relentlessly, alternately cajoling and browbeating him. finally, just before Pence headed to the Capitol, Trump said, you can either go down in history as a patriot or you can go down in history as a
Well,
evacuated to the basement. Pence huddled for hours while Mr. Trump tweeted out an attack on him rather than call to check on his safety. I agree with a representative from New Jersey who said, I'm glad Pence didn't break the law, but it's kind of hard to call somebody courageous for choosing not to help overthrow our democratic system of government.
Yeah.
I mean, man, it's a low bar for giving people credit. And so Pence sent a letter to Pelosi saying he has no intention of doing the 25th Amendment, but Trump has been nervous enough about it that he finally broke 5 days of the cold shoulder to invite the VP to smooth over their split. I mean, Mike Pence.
Here, have a glass of wine with me. Wait a minute, Trump doesn't drink.
Wait a minute.
Hey.
I mean, yeah, that's exactly it, because Trump only cares about Trump. So, basically it was just to beg about not using the 25th Amendment, I imagine.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. You don't really want to do this. Here, have a McDonald's hamburger. This is an incredible insight to why his kids are so effed up. Can you imagine his attempt at being a father? Oh, you were going to do that? You want your allowance? Guess what? You can sleep out in the doghouse. No, daddy. No, daddy.
No, daddy.
Oh
my God. That's the happiest news today is that Don Jr. is under investigation by DC police. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's not inciting of violence. I don't know what is, right?
Yeah.
You can be a hero or you can be a zero. Oh my God. I'm so sick of him.
Way to quote crappy 90s movies.
yeah, exactly.
God.
Exactly.
But that's all they know. They don't know the real world. They were sheltered in crapping on golden toilets, sequestered away from reality. No, that they literally were. Don't use the golden toilet. Don't use my gold toilet. Sorry, Daddy, too late. I couldn't make it to the silver one. They're horrible. They're miscreants. They're Dr. Moreau lab experiments of almost human beings. And again, you see it on the House floor. How do people get like this? The false attempt at both sides by that one female from, I don't know where she was from, both sides. Even if you're referring to BLM marches, which weren't as violent or an insurrection on the Capitol, they weren't directed by a president.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There is no both sides. This is how we get crappy kids with weak,
and by the way, you were the first
parents.
You were the first one to point out that they should have left Ann Coulter on the island of Dr. Moreau because she is too bitey. Too bitey.
God, look at people like her won't even speak up because she's like, I can't go anywhere with this.
Yeah.